Chiefs win the Super Bowl.
Chiefs win. Cry, Eagles, cry.
Great, excited to be back in the league.
You know, every day I got the Three Stooges in the studio with me is a good fucking day.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
So let's make sure he gets that bag.
Frauds! Woo!
Justin's way ahead in picks. That's all that you need to fucking know.
Show's ruined.
Show's over. We're going home.
I would like to welcome you back to another page of the Playbook Sports Podcast.
And just parlay that right into our power rankings.
Okay.
We're gonna start with our worst five. I want to go
Okay.
worst to first here. And we'll go in reverse order. So who wants to go first for the worst five? Anybody particularly want to jump up? Because I'm happy to go first on that.
Well, this is my 32, and that's my.
What?
No, I'm kidding. Totally. Just. But no, I won't go first. Someone, please.
I'll go first. I'll start us off. So I'll just go 28 to 32. Number 28, New England Patriots.
Okay.
They want Mac Jones out of the building. Bailey Zappi is Bailey Zappi. He doesn't scare anybody.
Yeah.
Their offense is devoid of talent. Their only good offensive player last year was Jacoby Myers, and he just walked.
Yeah.
They just let Damian Harris walk, so they're going all in on Ramondre Stevenson.
Who's good?
He's good, but is he that guy?
All-time back? Yeah.
They just don't have any weapons. Yeah, they brought in Mike Gesicki. Guess what, guys? He can't block. Spoiler alert.
Yeah.
Doesn't know how to
And that's
block.
what they use them for.
And they use them in line to block. Gronk and Aaron Hernandez are very different
Yeah.
than Mike Gesicki.
Yeah. I mean, they brought in
RIP.
Johnny. I mean, look at that. What they wanted with Hunter Henry and Johnny.
Mhm.
Guys are physical, able to do it at the
Yeah.
line and extend.
And that's not Mike
Not
Gesicki. So I have them at 28. 29, Los Angeles Rams.
Mm.
I think they're going all in on the tank currently. I mean, they haven't traded Stafford probably because they can't.
Yeah.
I would not be shocked if we get a draft day trade of Aaron Donald. If they're like, hey, a guy we want to draft is on the board, we'll give you Aaron Donald. You give us that first rounder and maybe some more picks and just go all in.
The only thing with Donald is they got to trade him to, I think, a contender, or
Mhm.
he's like, I'm retiring.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? Because there's
He
talks of
won't
it
play.
now. But it's
Right.
like, he's going to play on a bad Rams team, though.
Right? They're
So,
terrible. Why would
You know what I mean?
retire?
So-
Should have retired on his
Right?
way out.
100% right.
They're dishing away talent. Cooper Cup's going to be next to go. I'd like to get in line for
Oh,
him.
please.
I think the whole NFL will be
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
in line for him. Pick number 30. I've got the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Kyle Trask is their quarterback, or
Yeah.
Baker Mayfield is their
Yeah.
quarterback as of now. That doesn't inspire me at all. Their defense is losing pieces. Their offense is losing pieces. They have no money to spend
Mhm.
anywhere. They're just not going to be very good. Number 31, Arizona Cardinals.
Okay.
They're picking third for a reason this year. They're looking to trade DeAndre Hopkins. They just lost JJ Watt. Yes, they have a nice pick in the draft. What are they going to do with it? I don't know. I don't believe in Gannon as a head coach.
No.
He just is so weird. What's
Again,
wrong with him?
It'll be this situation where in 5 years when he's gone, someone's on a podcast.
Mhm.
Man, that was such a weird hire from the start.
Okay, I
Locker
think
room was
they do
never in
that.
on it. And the whole
He might be a Nathaniel Hackett fired after one season guy. They may just clean house because
I mean, they've done that before.
Right.
Steve Wilkes
Yeah.
chopped him after 1 year.
yep. And you look at his first meeting of Buda Baker where he does the weird phew, phew, phew
Yeah.
explosions. What are you doing? And then he just openly lied on camera just
Yeah.
yesterday about, oh, well, the Philadelphia media, we were 9-0 and they said they want Mike fired. And he's like, well, why you want me fired? Our defense is number one. We lead the NFL in sacks. We're 9-0. And he said, because you don't blitz enough. That conversation literally never happened. They looked at all the transcripts, never happened. They were net 9-0.
Yeah.
And the defense never led by 30 sacks. Like the whole thing was just made up in his head.
Yeah.
The dude's fucking weird.
Mhm.
They're gonna suck
Yeah.
straight up. And then number 32, the Houston Texans. New head coach, not a whole lot of talent on that roster at all. Who's the number one wide receiver right now? Did they sign anybody?
They
know?
did sign somebody, but it's
Not like they traded away Brandon Cooks, obviously got rid of him for nothing.
Oh, I know. Who
it's
it
not
is,
someone
too.
good. It's not Marvin Jones, is it?
No, I want to say Randall Cobb, but it's not Randall Cobb.
No, he's still he
Marvin
was-
Jones went back to Detroit.
What'd you say?
I said no. Marvin Jones went back to
He went back to Detroit.
Either
Yeah.
way, Houston's going to be bad this season.
Someone mid.
And we'll see what they do in the draft and what we do in our
Robert
draft
Woods.
for them here. Robert Woods. Yeah, exactly. Couldn't do anything in Tennessee.
he's
They
mid.
couldn't get rid of him fast enough.
He's mid.
But Texans are going to be the worst team in the NFL next year, in my opinion. Those are my 28 to 32. Colin, hit it.
Oh my.
Huh?
I got some on here that you didn't have, and you had some that I don't have.
I love it.
So that's interesting. Number 5, I have Arizona, or this is 5-1, so it gets 28 to 32.
20 to
So
32.
28, I have Arizona. I think they do have Kyler figured out, which some of these other teams on my list don't have
That's
that
true.
position
That's
figured
true.
out.
Yep.
Although they don't have a head coach figured out, in my opinion. They don't have a defense figured out, in my opinion. They're going to get rid of their best weapon.
Yep.
That's why they're on this list. If they had the roster they had last year with a healthy Kyler, they wouldn't be on my list.
Yeah.
probably.
Yeah.
But where they're at right now, Kyler off
Falling
energy.
off.
Yeah, off the injury. Number 29 on my list, Tampa Bay. You
Yeah.
mentioned it. I like Baker more than Kyle Trask. Obviously, if they had Kyle Trask, I might have had him 32.
Yeah.
Honestly,
Mhm.
I have them 29 for me. 30, I have Los Angeles Rams, as you mentioned.
Uh-huh.
I don't believe in Stafford. He has that neck injury or whatever the
Yeah.
hell's going on.
Yep.
McVay is, am I coaching? Am I in the booth?
Right,
Yeah.
right. One foot in, one
And
foot
then
out.
obviously the roster, as you mentioned, they're starting to trade off everybody
Mhm.
because they have to for salary cap reasons. Number 31, New England Patriots. I think they stink.
Yeah,
I think, as you mentioned, Bill Belichick and his defense is the only reason they might be competitive. They
Yes.
have no idea what they're doing offensively. And you look at that roster. I mean, what have they
it's
done?
garbage, it's garbage.
What they don't believe in their quarterback. They don't have an O line.
They don't have a number one receiver.
Slow.
Yep.
And then a 32, a team you didn't mention. I have Tennessee Titans.
Ooh.
Yeah, 32.
Yeah,
I think they're
I
gonna be
like
the
that.
worst team in the
You're a
league.
dick, dude.
For some reason, I like Houston not
You like
to be a
Houston
bottom
not to be
five.
there.
You're
Okay,
good.
I respect that. You like
You're
D'Amico Ryans?
I
I
don't
like
know if
D'Amico
they're-
Ryans. I just don't know if they're gonna be.
Tennessee Titans are my worst team. You look at their cap, you look at their weapons, you look at their line, you look at their defense, you look at their quarterback.
Terrible.
Mike Vrabel might have to play all
He
of
might,
himself.
he could, I bet. He still got it.
I don't like Tennessee this year. I think they're gonna be the worst team.
Okay, I like that. Addison, you go ahead. I
You're a
like the
dick.
fire over here.
Just saying Tennessee, thought that was gonna be a surprise for me coming, but
Uh,
28, I'm gonna go with Arizona as well.
Mhm.
Just Kyler coming off the injury. We'll see how he's off the ACL. There's the commitment issues, the whole 9 game, and we just talked about it. Just bad time to be an Arizona Cardinals fan. New uniforms are dog shit.
Oh, they're horrible. We need to talk
Dog
about
shit.
that.
I mean,
Horrible.
they're so plain, so
Can we
trash.
talk about the cringy video too of like the walkout with the players in the uniform? It's like, this is not a patch.
Dude,
Yeah,
it's so
quit
bad.
it.
It's so bad.
Arizona's too low on that jersey too. It's like,
Yeah,
what are we
it's
doing?
weird. But I think they're gonna struggle.
At least they have the Suns.
Yeah. D Hop might be out of town, and if
Yep.
so, Kyler's throwing to who? I mean, Hollywood Brown.
Hollywood,
That's-
Rondell
yikes,
Moore, that's it.
yikes,
That's not good
yikes.
enough.
Number 29. I don't think either one of you listed this team. I got the Washington Commanders.
Yeah.
And it's only because the quarterback, Sam Howell. I mean, we'll see what he's got. He played decent in that one game, and oh, he's the guy. You know, you give him the whole year, but it's for the tank.
Mhm.
For
I
Caleb
had
Williams.
him and scribbled them out.
Yeah. Washington Commanders. I like their defense. They still have some weapons, obviously. So it's like if he plays well, they could not be in the bottom 5, but I don't know if he's going to. 30 got the New England Patriots. Again,
Yeah.
we all ripped on Mac Jones.
I
He's
love
gonna-
this.
Yeah,
This makes my heart smile. I
Yeah.
like all to know that.
He-
This makes me so
the fact
happy.
that they've made it open clear that they gave up on him. You know what
Right.
I mean,
And
he's
they're
still
mad
gonna
at
be
him
the
for reaching out for
quarterback.
help. You guys gave him a defensive coordinator as your offensive coordinator, and he went to Alabama and was
Yeah.
like, hey guys, I don't know what's happening here. I'm lost.
Yeah.
Can you help me? And they're pissed about it.
Yeah.
It's like, why don't you give him a competent coaching staff then?
Yeah, seriously, Patricia, that is just so bad.
That was-
calling
oh,
plays.
Set them back
Pathetic.
years.
31, I have the Tennessee Titans. Colin, like you said, Tannehill, what's up with him? Is he on the way out? Or I mean, he's there now, but they're trying to trade him to the Jets if Rodgers fell through.
Right,
Obviously, it's
right.
like Derrick Henry, just another year older. He's still going to be good, but man, that defense is falling apart.
They're also trying
Secondary's
to get rid of
bad.
Henry too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, they are. Yeah, exactly. Receivers, questions. I mean,
Yeah, they're bad.
I feel
all
bad
around.
for Vrabel. I hope they commit to him long term because he's a good coach, but he might be chopped just because they're going to be bad.
He'd be an awesome DC somewhere.
Mhm.
Awesome DC.
And then number 32, Los Angeles Rams. I
Yeah,
mean, they paid
Ran
for
their
that Super
cheeks.
Bowl with
Yes,
the
they did.
future,
Yep.
and it's coming back to bite them now, but it was worth it, I
Worth it
hope,
for
to
the Super
them.
Bowl.
But man, Stafford,
Not like their fans care. All
I'm
four of
telling
them.
you, man, that neck injury was bigger than the whole thing. It's just weird. Neck
Yeah.
injury, you just don't. it's
You
just
don't be afraid
weird.
to take
When you-
hits,
Yeah, when you
man.
hear
They'll be way
that,
too
it's just,
gun
man,
shy.
that's a time where it's like, dang, maybe it's getting a little bit too much. His body's been beat up to
Yep.
hell
He won a
throughout his
Super Bowl.
career.
He got his money.
He got
all
it done,
that.
whole 9, man. And they're trading pieces away
Yeah.
at the end of the day.
They're
And,
getting done.
and their offense is questionable with Stafford, and it's really bad without him. And McVay, he might be in the booth for a couple years, come back. You know, he'll be the Gruden that doesn't send those emails. So.
Hopefully.
But give me the Rams with the worst team.
Yeah, the Rams are gonna fucking stink.
And then does Detroit own their next year's pick as well, or is that just
I think
is
that's
it
it. I think
over?
that's
Okay,
over.
thank God.
Because they had two. Of them. They had one last year and then this year.
Don't let the Lions have a chance to pick Williams.
That would be gross.
Or a pick that's not even theirs. Yeah. But
That
yeah.
would be
Arizona,
insane.
Washington, New England, Tennessee, Rams.
I love it. Sage, your bottom 5 teams.
All right, so I'm gonna go off starting with the Washington Commanders. Washington Commanders, I like that they already have Eric Bieniemy there, which I
Yeah.
think gives them some hope. But at the end of the day, their number 1 quarterback is Sam Howell right
Yeah,
now.
terrible.
You know, so if Eric Bieniemy can make Sam Howell look halfway decent, hey, they'll be up higher because they have some weapons. They have a little bit of defense going on, but I just don't really trust Ron Rivera that much at his age. I just don't think he has it anymore.
Yeah.
So I think they're going to start looking forward and coaching right now. Next up, I don't have the Los Angeles Rams as low as you guys do, but I do have them on here. You know, they still have Matthew Stafford. They still have Cooper Kupp, but that defense is god awful. I still think Aaron Donald possibly could be that trade candidate you were talking about to a contender, give him a first rounder and let him win another ring. But God, that offensive line is just horrendous.
Horrible.
So I'm scared every time I watch Matthew Stafford take a drop back. So every time he drops back, I'm like, oh, his neck. Is it going to happen again?
Uh-huh.
Little worried about that. Right after that, I have the Houston Texans. Houston Texans, I mean, they're picking number 2 for a reason. They were
Right.
god awful last year. They fired their head coach. They got another one. I love the new head coach, but I think he's going to have a lot of the same problems that Campbell did when he first came in. He's going to have his troops rallied, but Campbell still went 3-13 his first year.
Right.
Or 3-14 or whatever, you know, he still needed a year to really get them in that, you know, this first year is about laying the foundation. And I think they'll have a good foundation, a lot of close games, especially in that division, but they got to play outside of their division too. And that's where they're going to lose most of their games.
Yeah.
So I don't see Bryce Young, CJ Stroud, whoever they get, maybe even not a quarterback. If they don't get a quarterback, this looks even better.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens. But Houston Texans are on my list right now. 31, I got the Tennessee Titans. Tennessee Titans, who do you have to throw to? You're going to run Derrick Henry into the ground. He might be traded. They don't have anyone really playing defense except for Harold Landry. I mean, they got people coming off of injuries. I love Mike Vrabel to death, and I think they're just in a huge rebuild. And I think they really tried to center their entire team around a running back, and you can't do that.
No.
You
Got
just can't do that.
Game once, and that was it. Best
Like they
run.
made it to the AFC Championship game. Yeah, they did. They had some really good seasons. They were the first seed, 2 years ago? Not last year, the year before that.
Yeah, lost to the Bengals before the Bengals Super Bowl run.
Exactly. So just seeing all these things and how they created their team have me a little worried, but they have a new GM. So hopefully you can turn things around. But right now it looks bleak. And then my last place team, I have them picking number 1 next year and replacing Kyler Murray is the Arizona Cardinals.
Ooh, okay. I like that, man.
I think they are a dumpster fire right now. I don't think a lot of people are realizing that Kyler's not going to be ready to start the season. We're going to have David Blau out there the first few games.
Yeah.
They're already going to start 0-3. Morale's going to be demolished. And you think Jonathan Gannon, Mr. Whoop, 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 pulling them out of that? No.
Explosion.
What a fucking weirdo, man.
They have no one on defense to guard except Budda Baker, who, wants out.
Yeah. I mean, he's the heart and soul. The guy, I mean,
Yeah, he's
Hard
all they
Knocks.
have.
I mean, he was the only guy that gave a shit last year when they sucked, and
Yeah.
he's like, I'm done now.
I don't want to
Exactly. He might be another draft day trade.
see that, man.
Yeah,
Not many
that's
safeties
my bottom
in the
5.
I can see someone moving for
Dallas.
Dallas. Would you give up pick 25 for him?
Depending what his contract looked like.
26, I should say. Yeah, I don't know his contract numbers, but
Probably not though.
no.
For who? Budda?
Yeah, Buddha.
Probably not.
I was gonna say if you want to give
No,
up,
he wants a new
26
contract wherever he gets traded to. He said he wants to be the highest paid.
No, not interested.
Oh yeah, not high.
No shot.
We'll
Never
give you a
mind.
5th rounder.
Yeah.
Right now, he is 7th highest paid safety. 7th.
That's decent. Why do you want
We'll give you a 3rd rounder for the rental.
for the
Yeah.
rental for a season or two? Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, I like that. We've all got similar teams.
Mhm.
Patriots, a frequent flyer. Rams, obviously.
Cardinals.
Cardinals, obviously. Sage, I don't think you had the Bucks. Are you high on the Bucks, or did you not have the Bucks? You're not.
I'm not high on the Bucks.
Okay.
They're in a shitty enough division to get a few more wins than I think we're expecting them to.
That's a
Yeah.
good point.
I also didn't have Tampa Bay.
True.
And
Didn't have Tampa
See,
either.
that was my rationale for Houston not being a
Baker's
Yeah.
playing for his NFL life.
Yeah, his
And,
career's
I
on the
mean,
line.
they've got weapons.
That's true.
And they re-signed some defensive pieces that I
Mhm.
thought they were going to
Devontae
lose.
Davis back.
Jamal Dean back as well. I thought they were.
kind of.
It is ass, but I mean, Baker's younger, can move a little bit. Brady was stagnant in the pocket. I
Also
mean,
true.
they're not going to be good, but are they going to be 5 worst team in the league? They might have put themselves in a position to not be that, but just also be like 7th worst, but not
Right.
5.
7th
Yeah.
worst. Yeah. I like that. Very similar. Sage, we're gonna just flip it right back to you and reverse order it. Give us your top 5 NFL teams heading into the draft on Thursday.
Let's do it. So spoiler alert, this top 5 is not going to be, there's not many surprises in this.
Okay.
Number 1, we're starting off with the Kansas City Chiefs.
Yeah.
I mean, they've shown time and time again, cap space isn't real. We know how to build a team. We're going to try out the best team in the NFL. Hope you guys can keep up.
Yeah.
Number 2, going with the Eagles.
Yes.
You know, all they do is reload every year. They have not done a rebuild in a while.
Mm-mm.
And I see yet another reload coming this year. Already active in free agency, retaining some of their players, and they got 2 first-round picks coming this year. Number 3, got the Cincinnati Bengals, another shocker. Shocker, my top 4 are all NFC, AFC championship from last year.
Fair.
Those are mine as well.
So, yeah. the Bengals are there again, and it fucking pains me to say it, but gosh, they've been knowing how to make a team recently, and keeping T Higgins for this year, not trading him away, it makes me sound like they're all in yet again for another year.
Yep.
They think they can upset the Chiefs yet again and make that Super Bowl run, and I wholeheartedly believe they are one of the teams that can do it. A lot of the teams are putting in all or nothing when it's going to be nothing.
Right.
Bengals are doing it with some chips that are worth something.
Yeah.
Number 4, the 49ers worry me a little more with Brock Purdy, but the team around him is just so fucking rock solid.
Yeah, it is.
And who knows, they might get another second rounder for fucking Trey Lance. So
Yeah, I was gonna say get a little decent something for Lance
Right.
too.
Get a
yeah,
pick.
they're just building. I love everything they're doing. They're reinforcing that D line all over the place with Hargrave again. So they're gonna be wreaking havoc, and I'm excited for it.
Yeah.
My number 5 is the surprise though. And I think they're gonna be taking the big leap, especially because of their quarterback, and that is the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Ooh, okay.
You know, Trevor Lawrence, he made that big leap. That was his rookie year last year. No need to bring up the year before that.
True. Didn't
Yeah.
happen. Didn't happen.
No, this last year was his rookie year, and we already know the year 1 to 2 jump that quarterbacks take, and that jump is going to be significant, especially when you add a star wide receiver in Calvin Ridley. He's a year off, year fresh, I'd like to call it,
Yeah, you're fresh.
and they're going to be reloading that defense. It's going to be a beautiful sight.
Yeah.
Beautiful sight in Duval County.
Damn. Oh, I love those. Those are great. Top 5. I'll be honest, I didn't consider Jags because I'm just so used to them being bad.
Yeah.
Like when I started looking at my bottom 5 teams, their name just popped in my head naturally, and I was like, no, they're actually good now. Get out of here.
Yeah.
They very well might sweep their entire division.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd
They
be shocked
should.
if they
They
didn't.
should,
I'd be
yeah.
shocked if that isn't 6 wins for them.
Yeah, 6 wins, easy.
That'd be a disappointment for them. So then Addison, your top 5 teams in the NFL going into the season.
Right on. Well, number 1, I got the Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah,
That's all I got to say. I
Mahomes.
mean, they're damn good, and they got him. And until
Yep.
someone knocks him off,
That's
at least
them.
of making the AFC Championship game, I'm gonna have them there. Number
Yeah.
2, I've got San Fran.
Okay.
There's the whole roster. Love the addition of Hargrave in the offseason. And I'm honestly to help. I want San Fran to go get Kirk Cousins, man. Go
Yeah,
trade Trey
I
Lance
wouldn't
to the
hate that.
Vikings and get Kirk Cousins somehow in a swap. I think he could be. I mean, he does a good enough job on the Vikings. And if you add top 3, top 5 defense, good running game, Shanahan calling plays,
Mhm.
I want them to go get Kirk. Number 3, I got the Philadelphia Eagles. Just the weapons on the outside. Jalen Hurts just got the bag, and he's going to prove why he's worth it. The defense, they thought they were going to lose more than they did. Kept a lot of that secondary, some of that line. Did lose the linebackers, but we'll see how that plays out. Number 4, I got Cincinnati. Joe Burrow. I love the additions. The receivers, they're just stacked at the end of the day. Keeping T. Higgins when people thought he might be traded. Nope, we're going to keep this guy that's a monster. Jamar Chase. Losing Joe Mixon and P. Ryan's a question. So we'll see what they do in the draft with the running back. Maybe to go Bijan, maybe to go Gibbs, depending on how they.
Gibbs will
Yeah.
be there at 28.
Mhm. I think they're going to have to address it because they lost a big
Yeah,
piece there. But at the end of
right.
the day, running back was big for them. P. Ryan did a lot in the passing
lot.
game. Number 5 here, I got the Buffalo Bills. I'm still high on Josh Allen.
Mhm.
Obviously, last year in the
Cardinals.
playoffs, I mean, the Bengals were wearing white, man. That's why they're lost. So
It was the snow.
white in the
man.
snow, man.
It
That's
was the
why they're
snow.
lost. So give me the Bills one more time, Super Bowl favorites. I just love
Can't wait to
that
hang the
Josh
banner.
Allen, man. At the end of the day, the guy's the biggest player on the field pretty much at all times, and he's the quarterback. Not afraid to use his body cannon of an arm. Stephon Diggs, I will say, they're running out of time before
Right.
he starts
He's
bitching.
30,
Yeah,
31. I
he's
think.
gonna start bitching real soon. But I love their weapons. The defense is still there. Von Miller healthy, that'd be big. I know we didn't say we're gonna do just miss, but number 6, Miami. Like Vic
I
there.
respect it. I respect it.
Defense, end of the day, Jalen Ramsey. Even if
We'll
he's
see how he
lost a
does,
step,
right.
he's still gonna
Play
be
down,
a
you got
top
good safety.
20 corner.
Mhm.
I mean, sure he's not top 5, whatever. He's still elite. Okay. Love the line there, the defense in general again with Vic calling plays. That's scary. If Tua can stay healthy and that
That's it.
offense
That's
is there,
literally
man.
what
No,
it
literally,
counts.
it is.
That's gonna be
Tua's
it.
health.
Tua's
If
good.
Tua's healthy, the Dolphins are gonna be damn
Jujitsu's
good.
going well instead. Let's see.
Oh yeah.
I fucking
'Cause-
hope so.
Yeah, me too, man. Because obviously, I just want him to be healthy, but also just for you as a
For
fan
me.
as well. Like
Thank you.
Miami, they have the team, man, and they.
I
have the
don't want to see
quarterback yet
Mike
to
White
think-
out there.
yeah.
I don't want to see Mike White anymore.
Mm.
Just I don't want to see the backups.
Yeah.
And I'll talk more about them when we get to
Yeah.
my 5. But Colin, your top 5. I love it. Respect.
Yeah, it's funny. Addison and I actually had 1 through 4 in order. Kansas City number 1.
Yeah.
San Fran number 2. Philly
Okay.
number 3. Cincy number 4.
Mm-hmm.
I have Dallas 5.
Ooh-wee, love it.
Eye on your boys.
And it's homer pick. I understand that.
Huh?
But
Is
just depending what they do at 26. You look at last year. Now they have a true number 2 weapon on the outside.
Oh, yeah, they do.
And as well, you look how good their defense was last year. Now you have a true number 2 corner as well. You can't pick on Jordan Lewis all game.
No,
You can't pick on Kelvin Joseph. Who
Yeah.
am I forgetting? There's more.
Bums.
bombs.
It was mostly there was one in
Cor-
bitch about.
Corner for the Cowboys, not Noah Brown.
No,
No,
you
Anthony
Brown.
Edwards,
Anthony
Anthony
Brown.
Anthony
Was it
Brown.
Anthony Brown? I don't know.
Yeah, I think so.
Who's Cowboys corners I bitch about?
Yeah, yeah.
Get
fine.
a
Gilman's
true
back.
number 2 on the outside. It's scary to say Big Mike McCarthy calling those plays.
Hey,
Yeah,
I'm a homer. I don't know. I'm taking Dallas 5. See what happens.
I like it. So you go KC, Philly,
no
Cincy, no,
KC, San Fran, Philly, Cincy,
Okay.
Dallas. Okay, I like that. I like that. All right. Well, I'm the only one who's a little different, I guess, because I got Philadelphia at number 1 right now. As
That's
of
fair.
right now today, I'm going Philly number 1. I love their draft capital. Picking at 10 could be huge, especially if they get Bijan Robinson, which I really hope they do. I hope they don't for the
Yeah.
NFL's sake. I like that they paid Jalen Hurts, and they the story I heard. Jalen Hurts' agent called him and said, "Hey man, contract's done. You're super rich." And he goes, "Okay, great." Hung up, went back to working out.
Love
He was in
that.
the middle of a workout, said, "Okay, I don't care. Thank you. Moving on." Obviously, he cares, but like he's just a grinder. Another year in that team, keeping the offensive line together, keeping that defense together. I think Philly is going to be really good again this year. I've got Chiefs at number 2. I'm pissed at the Chiefs for letting Orlando Brown Jr. go and paying Juwan Taylor more money. I'll say it. I'm mad. I'm annoyed with that. I think that was stupid. You had a guy that did fantastic work on that offensive line, and now you've just messed with the cohesion and let him go to pay someone else more money to do the job. That's just silly to me. So I moved them to 2. Ha, suckers. Bengals at 3. You can't discount the Cincinnati Bengals, man. They're just so good offensively. They haven't lost much at all. They're just going to get better. And I love the Orlando Brown Jr. signing. Like, hey, our offensive line is still not great. Okay, let's bring in one of the best left tackles in football. That's easy. Pick number 4, Miami Dolphins. Or not pick number 4, but my number 4 team, the Dolphins. I love the Vic Fangio hire. I like where the offense is going. I have a metaphor for the Dolphins, and they are the Death Star.
Yeah.
You look across the roster, top end talent. Pretty much everywhere you look at every position, you've got someone great, except you have one vent you didn't fucking cover in the blueprints, and that's the blindside right tackle.
No.
You're telling me we're gonna try Austin Jackson's bitch ass out there for another 17 games and hope Tua doesn't get hurt? Stupid planning, poor blueprint design. That's why they're at 4. But if you don't fix that either in the draft or with a sign or a trade or something, this season's gonna be derailed when someone goes by greasy hand Austin Jackson and smokes Tua and he misses 5 games again.
Yeah.
For the love of God, cover the vent.
That's why you guys drafted a lineman in the first round this year.
Wow. We
Oh.
would have if we did-
That first round pick of yours.
God, we would be
Should
taking.
have 2 first rounders this year.
We traded one.
Yeah, that's what it was.
Traded one. Yeah, we would have had
For
to
Bradley
for
Chadwick.
Bradley Chubb, which I like. But I got us at 4. Let's fix the right tackle and we'll see what happens. Pick 5. Number 5, Dallas Cowboys. I've had them there the
Yeah.
whole day. I love the additions of Gilmore and Cooks. Take some pressure off CeeDee Lamb with someone who can blow the top off like Brandon Cooks. That offensive line is still going to be rock solid. Tony Pollard is now the bell cow running back unless you draft somebody. And I like that. Zeke had lost the step. It was obvious for everybody except for the Cowboys offense. The only reason I have the Dolphins ahead of the Cowboys is because Mike McCarthy's calling the plays.
Right.
I like Kellen Moore calling the plays more than I like Mike McCarthy. It's not great either way, but I just don't trust Mike McCarthy calling the plays. But I like the defense. I love Micah Parsons. He was my defensive player of the year pick for last season before the season started. He's a beast. That defense got better with Stephon Gilmore. Again, similar to Ramsey, like, yeah, maybe he's lost a step and he can't run with the fastest guys in the league.
Mhm.
Guess what? He has the highest IQ at the position. He's going to be in right position to make plays, and the defense is going to hum because he's got a great corner across from him.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I go Eagles, Chiefs, Bengals, Dolphins, Cowboys is my 5.
The one
If
thing
you
with
want
the
to add-
Cowboys for the
Mhm.
calling plays, I feel like Kellen Moore did get a little cute at times.
He did get
And I
cute.
feel like
Mhm.
it's been years since McCarthy has called plays
Yeah.
in the NFL.
For me, it's almost situationally who I'd rather have.
Yeah.
If it's a 1-score game or tied or you have the lead, if you're in that range of if you have the ball and it's 1 score, or you have the ball, it's tied, you have the ball, it's 1 score ahead, I'd probably rather have Mike McCarthy.
Yeah.
Get that conservative, run the ball, run the clock.
I'm interested to see how his offense looks
Same.
after having not really called
Done it
plays.
for a
Obviously, it's
while.
going to be similar to what Kellen Moore. They obviously had to agree on things. He ran his offense, but
Similar
we'll see how
personnel.
McCarthy does things down in Dallas. And I almost think it's a good thing, Kellen Moore, not that he was the problem.
No.
Just
Right,
to
the
change
offense is
things
good.
up with a guy that's done it at the end of the day. I mean, he called plays in the Super Bowl and won it. Sure, he had
Yeah.
Rodgers, but still, He's a coach that's won a Super Bowl. He's calling plays now. I don't think that's a bad thing.
I just want to know who called that final play in San Francisco.
Yeah, who's
That's what I-
vision was
Bad.
that? That's all the people want.
Bad.
I bet you if you ask one of them, they'll say the other, and then the other will say
That's
the other.
fireable.
That is
Don't know.
fireable offense. That is absolutely. But yeah, so I go Eagles, Chiefs, Bengals, Dolphins, Cowboys, and then Bills would be my just missed at
Yeah.
6. But I don't have anything against the Bills. I think they're going to be an awesome preseason favorite. I can't wait to talk about them as the Super Bowl favorite all season until they lose in the second round of the playoffs again to either the Bengals or the Chiefs, because that's just what they do. So yeah, I like it. Power rankings, we'll revisit this after the draft for who got better, who got worse, what happened, because there's going to be big moves that we just don't know yet because it hasn't happened. So